Hello there. How is everyone today? Thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you that are new here, I am Mary. I appreciate you stopping by. And today we're going to take a look at the energies around Donald Trump for the month of May. So we're going to look at each week individually. And for the sake of time, I've laid the cards out already. So we have here week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Okay. And might as well get this out of the way first. Everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only, and everything is alleged. All right. All right. So we got that out of the way. And we're going to start with the first week of May here. I've laid out 4 cards. If I have to do any clarifying, of course, I will. Okay. First card up, we have the 2 of Pentacles. There's going to be a lot of juggling going on for him this first week. He's going to have, he's going to be making a lot of decisions and trying to balance them. We already know that he's signing all of these executive orders. Well, those are going to continue. I'm feeling that there's going to be more decisions made concerning Garcia also. We also know that he's already said that he could return him, but he's not going to. So we'll see how the month progresses with that. But right now, though, we see that he is definitely going to be juggling a lot of different things, signing those executive orders, trying to make it clear that he is, he's the one. He's the one, the king, in a sense, okay? Then we have the Hermit. The Hermit, he knows that, first of all, we know that in the past, as far as him signing these executive orders and that kind of thing, we know that he's had people in his ear. Well, now, with this Hermit showing up here, it looks like he's really being investigated. The light is being shown on him this first week. Not that it hasn't been in the past, but it will be even more so. But I think that he will be trying to, there's going to be some kind of isolation going on with him this first week. And, you know, it's hard to understand how that's going to be because we already know that he loves being in the limelight and that kind of thing. But for some, he's going to quiet down just a little bit coming up because we know that he knows that he's being investigated. Look at this. Look at it's like he's sitting in the sun. Okay, then we have the sun. We have the sun. So there is going to be just a lot of things, a lot of exposure going on around him. Things are going to be coming out. We are going to be finding out more things about him, things that he's tried to keep quiet and that kind of thing. And then we have legal proceedings. So there's going to be a lot of legal proceedings. Not that it's not happening already, but I think the more things that are exposed about what he's doing in this first week, the more lawsuits and things are going to be filed against him. And I keep going back to this first week of May with him defying the judges. There's going to be some legal things happening as far as him saying, I could get Garcia back, but I'm not going to. Okay, so we're going to see more legal proceedings going on with that. And let me just clarify. I need to, all right, Spirit, can you explain or will you explain to me exactly what we can expect that first week as far as the legal proceedings, the exposure? Okay. Tell me more about that, Spirit. There's a lot of movement going on. There is a lot of movement that's going to be going on. And I think part of that is going to be, and I'm hearing Jack Smith. Not only am I hearing Jack Smith, but we may not know exactly what that is in the beginning, right away. But yeah, a lot of things are going to be moved forward when it comes to him and all of these legal proceedings. Whereas, you know, we have them all the time as far as he goes, but it's going to be even more rapid. I think we're going to see a lot of things going on as far as, you know, there's going to be some kind of success going on concerning these legal proceedings on our side, on the people's side, you know, because he's really messing with the people. When we look at what he's doing. So there's going to be some legal things, some more exposure, that kind of thing. First week. Okay, second week of May. Yeah. For some reason, who's going to jail? Who's going to be tied up? Now, you know, we know that these proceedings in court with them defying the judge and not doing what the judge asked as far as returning the people, this is just what Spirit is giving me. I think that's going to be a major thing this month of May. So there are going to be some decisions as far as what's going to be done with this particular thing that he's trying to hold out on as far as defying the judges and that kind of thing. There may even be some lawyers go to jail or, you know, be hindered in some way. Maybe they're not going to jail, but there's going to be something going on that's going to make them stand up and look and think about, you know, what are you doing? Because they're going to feel, they're going to be restricted in some way. They're going to feel tied up and trapped. The courts are going to do something to make them feel the pain as far as following T-Rump and carrying out the things that they want, that he wants them to do. So they're going to feel some pain with this, with that 8 of Swords showing up. That's the second week. And then, some of them are going to walk away from this. Some of them are going to give up. Some of them are going to say, you know, okay, I'm going to do what's necessary, or something's going to happen where they may just walk away from Trump and do what is asked of them. Or if they don't do what is asked of them, you know, they may do something to give the courts some of what they want. They're going to walk away from being so tied up with Trump. Let's put it that way. And because they know they're being judged, yes, they're going to be judged. There's going to be some judgment coming down. Now, see, here's the deal. Of course, we know that that's not going to happen with T-Rump because he has all this immunity. You know what? Is this a time that that immunity is going to be taken away from him during the month of May, second week, somewhere in there? Is the Supreme Court going to walk away from that decision? Because they do feel like, in a sense, the Supreme Court feels like their hands are tied also because they gave him that immunity in the past. they may be walking away from that decision. They may be walking away from that decision. And, we know that they're looking at what he's doing. We can see that. We can see that some of them are like, no, you can't do this, even more than we thought would be, voting against him in a sense. Yeah, so there's something going on with that. And they're looking at that because they're looking at how he's abusing his power. We have neglect and abuse. He's abusing his power. And the Supreme Court is going to take another look at that this month, guys. Supreme Court's going to take a look at that, how he's abusing and neglecting and, doing things that he has no business because they gave him all of this immunity. Okay? So, wow, that's coming up week 2. Now let's look at, is there anything else, Spirit, that we need to know about that? Let's just see what else we need to know about that situation, Spirit. What else do we need to know about that week 2 situation? All right, Spirit. Clarify. What else do we need to know about that? Yep. That's 6 of coins. They're going to do something concerning that immunity in the 2nd week of May, give or take. Okay. We have the 6 of coins here. 6 of coins. This is about giving and receiving. Okay. I feel like they're going to be taking back all of that security that they gave him, that he's abusing at this time. Okay. Yay. Okay. So let's look at the 3rd week. Oh, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Here we go, guys. This is the law. This is about clear boundaries are going to be made. Clear boundaries. They're going to clear this up. I feel like the Supreme Court is going to clear this up. Again, we have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Pentacles here again. So they're going to take that power is going to be taken away from him. This is going to be very, very hard on him because he's just, like we said, he's abusing things. He's abusing things. So that's going to be taken away from him. And then there's also going to be some kind of, it's going to be an ending. Definitely. It's going to be an ending. Although he's still going to try to fight against that. Who's he going to go to, guys? If the Supreme Court takes away that immunity, this is an ending. But since it says fake death, I feel like he feels, there's so many things that could be going on with that. But I feel like he's not going to take it seriously, okay? And he's going to try to continue doing what he's doing because it's like when they bring it to an end, he's not going to accept it. Wow, okay. We're going to leave it at that, but let's see what else Spirit wants us to know. Spirit, give us more information concerning this. So this is really looking like things are going to be taken away from him, but he's still going to be trying to move in a way that he thinks he can undermine the Supreme Court. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, going to be trying something sneaky, guys. Something sneaky. When they bring this to an end. Wow, I wonder what. Okay, we're gonna read more on that in the next reading. But yeah, he's got something up his sleeves for the people that are, he's a puppet for. There's something else they have up their sleeves. So we're gonna find out. We have the this is the 4th week. Again, we have the Ace of Swords. This is about something sharp. Something's gonna be taken away. Now, this could also be something about his health, maybe a surgery. But I think this is more about something being taken away from him. In week 4, I believe the courts are going to become clear about what it is that they want for him to do. They're going to take away that power. Then we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, they're regretting that. They're taking that away. Then we have them. Okay, so they're moving forward. They're moving forward with this. They're moving forward quickly with it. And then we have the Knight, the King of Wands. So I wonder, what he's going to take some kind of action, or his people, you know what I'm saying, are going to take some kind of action because they're not going to like it. They're not going to like the fact that his powers have been taken away from him by the Supreme Court. So they're going to take some kind of action. We have the King of Wands here. There's something that they're going to try to do. Like I said, they're going to try to do something underhanded, something that we don't expect. And then we have fire here. We have fire. So is he going to cause something? We may be looking at something really big going on that him and his regime that may cause a problem for the United States of America. And it's going to be huge. You see all this fire here? They're going to do something. Then we have 2 cards came out with this one, and I decided to keep it. We have egotism. Yeah, his ego is not going to, they're not going to be able to handle that when the courts say you cannot do this, or, you're going to have to follow what we say. They're not going to be able to handle it. I'm saying I know that we're talking about him in particular, but that he's being ruled by his cronies. Okay, so their ego, they're not going to want to let this go like that, guys. Oh, no. But let's see. Spirit, what do you want us to know about that situation? What do you want us to know? What else? Clarify this for Spirit. Guys. Oh, I think this is really, okay, that jumped out. We have the 8 of Swords again. Okay, so you got these swords here, right? There's going to be something going that keeps happening. And I'm feeling like it's going to be in some cities, like people are going to feel entrapped in some kind of way. I don't know exactly what that is. Let's see. What is he going to do, Spirit? Give us more information. Okay, this one's trying to jump out. Okay. Whatever they're going to try to do to get their way, I don't think it's going to work out like they think it's going to work out. We have a celebration card here. I think they're going to be stopped before they can get as far as they want to go with this, whatever it is that they're trying to do. And I want to let me just pull from your CashApp records, the deck here, and see. Spirit, can you give us some more information? for the month of May. And when it comes to the energy around orange peel and what he is trying to accomplish, especially when his power, his immunity is taken away from him. It says release attachment. Okay, so I think that this is, here, this is for mega. Release attachment. There's something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief, an untruth, or negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. Okay, this is definitely, I feel it's for mega. They have these beliefs. Spirit is saying it's time for them to let them go. Things are going to happen, guys, in the month of May. Well, you will expect it because I just told you about it. So we have to keep our eyes open for the month of May. But coming up, I'm going to do a reading as far as, and I think it'll be next. What's going on for America, United States of America, the month of May. Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you in a little while. All right, bye now.